On an old road about 4 miles southeast of Wellington, I met St. Peter. Wait, so St. Peter is a donkey? Yep, and he lives at the Pearly Gaits. Well, the Pearly Gaits Ranch anyways. Even though the name may sound like a place for animals to enter the great beyond, it's very much full of life. Phyllis Todd and her husband Mike own and operate the 60-acre ranch. Even though they offer several services, they basically babysit other people's animals while they're away.
We have dog boarding and cat boarding. From time to time I've had ferrets and birds and bunnies, whatever someone needs us to take care of while they're out of town. We do the horse boarding, which is typically just month to month, board a month at a time. We also do an overnight horse motel business, so people traveling across the country may call me at any time during the day and say, we're going to be passing through, could we unload our horses and put them in a pen so we have small paddocks so we can accommodate them.
When horses come to stay at the Pearly Gaits Ranch, Phyllis says they have everything they need to feel comfortable.
The pastures are all 7 to 10 acres in size, and they have automatic waterers that are freeze-proof, so they have access to water year-round. We cut our own hay from our pasture in the back. They have run-in shelters, so they don't have private stalls, but they have shelters that they can get in for, inclement weather. And we provide a room for the owners to keep their saddles and so forth out here so that they're available when they want to ride. We have an indoor riding arena and a 60-foot round pen for training horses. And then we have ample acreage out back for just trail riding or just going around for riding for fun.
Phyllis says she started the ranch about 10 years ago after she got tired of being away from home.
I was actually raised in Kansas, but I'd been living in California for a number of years and had the itch to get back to the Midwest. And so I hunted online to find some place that I could bring a couple of horses with me. I have a background in veterinary medicine. I was a registered veterinary technician when I was in California. So I decided to add the dog boarding to the business, and that took off real well, and so that's really the main part of the business. The horses are more of a hobby. We have indoor facilities, and we have large cages and down for smaller cages for smaller dogs, but we have cages big enough that can accommodate Great Danes. We keep it climate controlled year round, so they have heat and air. We ask the owners to bring their food, and then we provide everything else, blankets and bowls and anything they might need while they're here. If they have medications, the owners bring the medications, and since I'm a registered vet tech, I'm used to giving medications on schedule and keeping a track on their health care.
Phyllis says they can accommodate about 30 to 35 dogs at a time, depending on their size and breed. She also says she lets the dogs out, no pun intended, several times a day so they can run around, socialize, and of course, do their business.
During the day, if it's a nice weather and they're used to being outside, we have enclosed pens that are escape-proof so the dogs can spend time outside. If they don't care to be outside that much, we just take frequent walks throughout the day so they get out of their cages and get to run around a little bit. And for the cats, of course, they just stay in an enclosed cage that we've just made an enlarged version of a cat palace for them, so they've got plenty of room to stretch out and have little kitty perches they can sit on and things like that.
However, it seems the cat palace is currently being occupied by this little guy. Phyllis says she also takes in stray animals. She then tries to find new owners who will take them in.
I help a little bit with fostering dogs since we don't have our own Humane Society building yet. There's usually a need for dogs to stay long-term until we can rehome them. And so at any given time, I usually have 1 to 4 or 5 rescue dogs that stay and we help advertise and try to find them home, interview the prospective owners, and sometimes we wind up keeping them. I think we've got 2 rescue dogs and 2 rescue cats at the current time, so we try not to keep too many ourselves, but sometimes they just work out that way.
Phyllis says she is currently trying to find a home for this little bundle of energy.
Don't you? You're a good girl. You are. But she's full of activity.
We have a little dog named Valentine. She's a little Min Pin Chihuahua cross. Very sweet dog, and she had been here with me last year. Valentine's Day is how I gave her her name. She showed up and had been found out in a snowdrift, and they couldn't find an owner to claim her. So she came out and stayed with us. She likes to follow the little red laser light like cats usually do, and she will run across the room back and forth and wear herself out that way. So if somebody is looking for just a little dog that would, give them a lot of company, that's the only stipulation. She needs to have a lot of activity, and if anybody's interested, they can call and make an appointment and come out and see what she's like.
Wherever you look at Pearly Gaits Ranch, you're bound to see something with 4 legs. Or 2.
I'm sort of an animal fanatic, so besides the horses and the dogs and cats that are boarded here, we have chickens and guineas and ducks currently. And then we've got 3 little pygmy goats who sort of help eat the weeds in the pastures as needed. From time to time we wind up rescuing something, so you never know what what we might come up with. But we have a miniature donkey out here. His name is St. Peter, and we kind of call him our mascot. He stands guard at St. Peter is standing guard at Pearly Gaits Ranch, so we like to have him around.
Pearly Gaits Ranch is also home to Phyllis's personal horses. She has horses of all sizes. They not only bring enjoyment to Phyllis, but to lucky visitors as well.
We do birthday parties with them once in a while. Kids will come out and get a ride. We just lead them around, and then they have a place down there where they can have their birthday party too. So we do that from time to time. It just sort of helps the little kids get a chance to get on a horse and ride around in a safe environment. And then from time to time we have kids that have come from some of the school classes in Wellington that as a treat at the end of the year they got to fish in our pond. And so we've had probably 20 kids at a time out fishing in the pond. And they're real excited. Sometimes it's the first time they've ever fished, and they get their first catch out at Pearly Gaits, so it's a good memory for them.
Phyllis says a lot has changed since she started the ranch 10 years ago.
It's just grown every year, and seems like it gets to be busier and busier each season, so we're happy for that. But it's been a nice little place, and Wellington has been a real good town to settle in, so we're real happy that Pearly Gaits has taken off like it has.
Even though this may not be the real St. Peter, and this may not be the real Pearly Gaits, I'm sure to most of the animals here it feels like heaven. For Channel 55, I'm Caleb Johnston.